Hello, and welcome to AIM International's preparatory tutorials for the Information Certification Exam. I'm Steve Weissman, Principal Consultant at Holly Group, and a certified AIM training instructor in the realm of content process and information management. I'll be your guide as we review the exam's major domains of expertise, and I'll tell you all you need to know to earn that passing grade. Today's subject is Business Process Management, a key part of this special certification, which AIM created to support you as you solve your organization's existing information-related problems and plan for its future. For 60 years, AIM has been the leading nonprofit association helping users understand how to best manage documents, content, records, and business processes. No discussion about information management can be complete without talking about the processes of which that information is a part, and in most cases, the primary part. This module attacks this theme as part of the Capture and Manage Knowledge domain, one of 6 within the certification program. Here, we'll review the chief process improvement technologies in use today, including routing and simple workflow, business process management, business activity monitoring, transactional content management, and advanced case management. The simplest of these is cleverly known as routing, or simple workflow. It moves content, very often in the form of conventional documents, from one place or person to another, and when task A is complete, it allows for task B to begin. Routing tends to be ad hoc, without any automated rules processing, and with little or no integration between the process management and the affected applications. Instead, it's pretty much person to person. Workflow is more than just simply moving things from A to B to C to D, because it allows tasks to be carried out in parallel, saving time and increasing productivity. Able to manage multiple processes taking place at the same time, it accommodates exceptions and conditions by applying user-defined rules. Workflow also generally includes a graphical process designer, as this one from NewGen OmniFlow, with which users can chart and refine the way they want their processes to flow, to whom, and under what time constraints or other conditions. BPM itself is perhaps the ultra process improvement technique, because it explicitly addresses the complexity of inter-application and cross-repository processes, and it incorporates data-driven as well as content-driven processes, all on an ongoing basis. Usually driven by business rules, it involves a lot of operational analysis and flowcharting, and the more sophisticated offerings in this space include not only process designers, but also simulation tools so processes can be run virtually, to identify bottlenecks or other issues related either to people or underlying infrastructure. The image on this slide shows the major steps involved in a typical BPM initiative: drawing it and then testing it out, putting it into action, tracking how well it works, and then going back to make it better on an ongoing basis. The trick, of course, is to figure out which of these major process automation tools makes the most sense for you. Imagining them as existing along a continuum of sophistication can help this thinking along, for it helps to illustrate how routing would be best suited for straightforward document approval processes, say, especially in smaller organizations. On the other hand, it would be wholly unsuitable for something like a major insurance claims process that involves multiple documents, document types, people, departments, and systems, all working in parallel, and yet relying on each other for information so a rapid conclusion can be reached. Here, BPM would be the right call, though just to make life more interesting, a smaller operation might do just fine with a high-end workflow solution. So you see, at the end of the day, the separations between the categories are not hard and fast. So as it always does, picking the right one means truly understanding your own situation first. Business activity monitoring is closely related to business intelligence because it involves analyzing and displaying data. However, the data it analyzes and displays relates not to what's housed in the organization's information repositories, but rather to the business process being transformed. This data is typically displayed on a dashboard or in reports, as shown on this slide. This is an important element to process improvement technology because it's vital to know what a process's status is, who has what information, when they got it, and what's supposed to happen to it next and by when. In each case, it is the process or an element of the process. Transactional content management targets processes that focus on enacting business or bringing about a decision or end result. These processes are not focused on creating content, but using content to help drive actions and decisions. Examples include invoice processing, application processing, employee onboarding, accounts payable, insurance claims, patient charts, and the processing of permits and loans. We talk about transactional content management here rather than under content management because it usually requires a lot of workflow configuration and integration with other systems. Being content-oriented, though, it just as easily could have been listed under content management as the name suggests. For charting purposes, think of it as occupying a space right along the border between the process and content disciplines, which are fairly tightly tied together anyway. Sometimes known as adaptive or dynamic case management, advanced case management endeavors to improve the performance of an organization by putting case information front and center rather than considering the process as primary the way workflow and BPM do. Such information will be accessed over the entire length of time the case is open, and in many instances it will become the official record for that work. Now, a case, of course, is a compendium of information, processes, advanced analytics, business rules, collaboration, and sometimes social computing that relates to a particular interaction with or issue involving a particular party, like a customer or a supplier, a patient, student, or defendant. Case management solutions are designed to manage all this to help drive more successful, optimized outcomes. The technologies we reviewed in this module all appear to be variations on a theme, and so indeed they are. Routing and simple workflow, workflow itself, business process management, business activity monitoring, transactional content management, and advanced case management all focus on having work and processes flow more efficiently, and at least some inevitably will need to be dealt with in one form or another as you deepen your involvement with information management. Having now completed this module, you may next wish to review the section on the interrelationship between business process and information management. The material you have just reviewed is part of a broader program of study that prepares you to take the Information Certification exam. This proctored test consists of 100 multiple-choice questions and is delivered electronically by Prometric. You'll have 2 hours to complete it, and upon passing, you'll earn a professional certification that's valid for 3 years. For more information, please visit www.aim.org/certification. Thank you.